Studio check.
Frequencies check.
We are live on air.
You are listening to The It Factor, blessing the airwaves. Take the journey into the world of sports, news, entertainment, while embracing the hottest beats on the planet. Rocking the mind, body, and with energy, electricity, and a splash of controversy. Now, without further ado, it's our pleasure to bring to you
The biggest show in the world.
The biggest show in the world.
the biggest show in the world, the SBTV Nation.
Oh yeah, SBTV Nation, you got the dream in the house, and this is the biggest show in the world. I'm here with Dr. Dan and the Mad Hatter, and I'd like to take this time to share with you on the biggest show in the world, the biggest bumblehead move each season, brought to you by my co-host, the Mad Hatter. Would you care to explain to the audience what you did last night?
All right. Well, first of all, we started off the show talking about the Tampa Bay Lightning, how they were good. You know, how we basically broke it down where the Montreal Canadiens had nothing to play for. Tampa Bay had everything to play for. It was the best spot to take as far as hockey was concerned. So we solidified that, and that was an easy play. Then we went over to the NBA. And you know what, Dream? You had called the Detroit Pistons as the Houston Rockets had nothing to play for. And sure enough, they won as a plus 575 money line underdog. They won on the court by 5. So I decided to add the Dallas Mavs to that in a parlay that paid like 27 to 1. On top of taking the Mavs, I went ham on the Mavs too. Facing a third string San Antonio Spurs team. Basically sat their whole roster. Mavs are up 16 points in this game and punched me in the face at the end. Scored 8 points in the third quarter. Wow, Dream. Wow. I can't believe I lost that play. Everything I made the night before, I put on the Mavs.
Oh,
Everything I made. I did. I hit a parlay the night before that was the Seattle Mariners and the Portland Trail Blazers.
Nice.
And I put that all on the Mavs yesterday.
And you just snuck out of there with that Mariners play, too.
Yeah, no doubt. But they still got the job done.
And then
They
you
were-
had to go back it up with some craziness.
They were plus 140 on it. Dream, terrible loss by the Mavs. That's so embarrassing.
but what's even worse is your boy, me, on the show said, don't bet against the Spurs. Don't mess with Popovich because even if they sit their guys, them other guys still play. That's their system. And then after the show, me, on the phone still with you, said, hey, don't do it, Hatch. Don't do it. Make sure, because you're crazy. Don't do that. And, of course, you just went on ahead and did it, what I love about you. So, anyway.
Man. Well, you know what? I've seen time and time again where the Spurs, you know, they've won a lot of games. I think that's their 61st or 62nd win, something like that. But I've seen them at times, Dream, where they've taken their foot off the gas when they've played like the New York Knickerbockers, for instance, where they lost the game in the Garden. I've seen that. And you know what? The Dallas Mavs, listen, you know what? You still got to go out there and play. And in the first half, the Mavs were money. They were up 11 at the end of the half. And they just
see, what you got to understand is Greg Popovich right now is amidst all the talk about resting the starters.
Yep.
So what Pop's argument is going to be is, well, I'm still putting out a dope product even with my starters on the bench.
Yeah, right. That's where he's
But
going after. Yeah,
I got to thank you, dude, because the audience doesn't know. I mean, we did it on the show, and yes, I did take the hockey on the show. You helped push me into taking that hockey on the show. But what people don't know is I ended up going ham on Detroit because after we went and figured out Detroit, really, I was like, this is an insane play. But I didn't money line him. I took him plus the 11 points. That was absolutely probably one of the better wagers I put in a long time.
Oh, yeah, it was
Super
great.
Bowl.
It was great, absolutely. And you know what? Double-digit underdogs in the NBA yesterday, guys. 4-0.
Oh, and by the way, I did get on the show and opened up with Cleveland Cavs was giving way too many points. Not only was they giving way too many points, they didn't even want to win.
You know, I love the fact that they lost by 14 and they were given 14.
Oh my God.
Dan, the Cleveland Cavaliers
Dr. Dizzle,
blew it.
Talk to us about the baseball, because basketball hockey is off the chain.
Oh,
Send
man.
us with some baseball, baby.
I don't know. I Hat, I'm just starting to believe what you said about Cleveland. I guess they're just easing on in there, not really caring until the lights go on.
No, they're
because like I said, I think the Boston game said everything you had to say about that, right?
Exactly. They're going to be just fine.
So I'll just ride with you on that until until the wheels fall off, which I still think they'll get through this weak ass East and then get blown out in the finals.
You think they're going to lose in the finals?
Listen, they're not beating Golden State this year. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
I just don't.
I'm going. I agree with you, Dan. No doubt.
Because I think the thing is LeBron's going to be, he's going to have to play man games every night in the playoffs because his team is pretty busted, and he'll get there. But then you got basically 3 superstars on one, and that's maybe even 4 if you want to get in there. Not happening. But yeah, baseball.
Honest with you, LeBron can be dope every game. They'll give him his 42. It still lose.
They could, yeah. That's what I'm saying. They're going to get challenged in every series.
I disagree. I disagree. I think you know what I think. You know what I saw last night, and I'm going to be honest with you. First of all, I saw the Mavericks. Right. I saw the Cleveland Cavaliers not exert a lot of effort. And I think they just took the Hawks lightly. And guys, considering the fact that I don't know if you guys noticed, but the Hawks are banged up big time. They got a lot of injuries, a lot of nagging injuries. Most of their starting roster. So I'm sure the Cavs took them super lightly. They should have went out there and won that game, though, guys, because you know what? If they won last night, they clinched the Eastern Conference #1 seed. So they should have did it. I don't get why you don't go out there and just win and get the job done. They came out, obviously they came out right away and they were, they had a decent lead at times, but then the Hawks just would not go away. And that's what happened. So, you know what? Now is the time, Dream, where we check out their next game. They got to go to Atlanta. And they do pretty well in that building.
That would be Sunday.
That would be Sunday, so we'll be getting ready for that.
Yeah, but is it Sunday afternoon after they've been out till 5:00 in the morning?
They're not doing that. Listen, you know what?
Come on!
Nah, they're not doing that.
You're naive. those Atlanta strip clubs are real good, man.
I'm sure. I'm sure they're the bomb out there.
And I'm sure that they're like, well, it's Atlanta. We don't care. Maybe we'll rest everybody on Sunday. I don't know.
They're not going to
it's
rest
the
anybody.
NBA. Anything can happen.
They're not resting anybody. They're going to come out and win this game in Atlanta. And I can't wait because you know what? Now, if Atlanta has everybody playing, this might be like a 2 or 3 point spread, which I have no problem laying with the Cavs in the next game. Because all they got to do is win one game to get the #1 seed. So you can't rest now. You got to go out there and win.
I don't know if they care. Because here's the thing. They'll get home throughout regardless, unless they meet the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Championships. And they walked in there and blew the doors out of Boston.
Yeah.
I don't think they care. I think their concern is let's get into the playoffs with everybody rested, everybody healthy as much as possible. And, let LeBron go off for 40 a night and see what happens.
I think they care. I think they're going to get home court. I think they'll play to get home court.
They'll probably get it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, they get it with a win.
I think LeBron and the Cleveland organization, the coaching staff is focused enough. You don't want to play. Many a times we've seen teams flirt with not solidifying their home court and get punched in the face. So I don't think LeBron. They're very close to getting it anyway. They'll have to go ahead and beat Atlanta in Atlanta, which they can do. I expect them to be very focused. I think Hat's dead on, and I think we got a great situational spot for that game, and they'll get home court.
Yeah, but not so fast. Because if the Celtics lose tonight in Charlotte, then Cleveland automatically gets the #1 seed. So it's a heavy wager either way, whether it's fading the Cavs because they'll be sitting LeBron, or taking them to get the #1 seed if the Boston Celtics win tonight.
Well, then do you have to take Boston tonight too?
Yeah. Yep.
Boston on the road is a pretty good road team, and they've lost 2 in a row now, and they're playing at the Charlotte Hornets.
What's the line on that?
Boston -2.
I feel like, I mean, you can probably just money line them.
Okay.
But
I don't know. Anything
think
that's
you gotta
5 or
take
less,
Boston.
I always lay the points.
Yeah, I mean, 2 in NBA, I mean, it is what it is. I just hate when it's like, maybe too much tournament basketball for me getting burned by a point. But, yeah, I don't see Boston losing this game because the number 1 seed is much more important for them than it is for Cleveland. Not saying Cleveland's not going
And not to mention, should Boston lose this game, the Toronto Raptors can end up taking the 2 spot. Boston could drop to 3.
Yeah, that would be real bad for them.
So the Celtics is going to be the play for the evening for me. One of them is for that.
I got the best
definitely-
situational spot for you. Period. You
Yeah.
do an open parlay. You take the Celtics tonight and Cavs tomorrow. Bang.
Yeah, that's not bad at
Right,
all.
Dream?
I'm trying to get paid right now. I'm getting paid tonight. It's only -2. I'm getting paid tonight.
Yeah, you get paid tonight. I like.
Or you leave it open if you want to get.
That's what I'm
greedy.
saying. You leave an open
Now,
parlay
but
until
Hat, if
tomorrow.
you want to get greedy, Toronto tomorrow is at the Knicks at noon.
Okay.
So then you leave it open. So you take Boston, leave 2 spots open, and then do Toronto and your boy.
I don't like it.
No?
Because you know what? The Knicks have. I don't know if you guys realize that the Knicks have been playing spoiler.
Stop.
And no, listen, I'm going to tell you. And they're putting nobodies out there too. But now
I want to take the Mavs last night. I didn't want to talk about
the Knicks been playing spoiler.
The Knicks just got beat by 25 at Memphis.
No, they didn't.
You just bum bagging?
They lost by 13. They were actually up at the end of the third quarter in that game. I watched the game. But looking at it here, I mean, the Knicks, they've been playing spoiler, guys. They lost to Washington in a hard-fought victory by Washington. Yeah, and they just lost to the Grizzlies.
They did beat Chicago. I'll give you that.
That's what I'm saying. They're playing spoiler right now. Talking about the New York Knicks.
Oh, guess what?
Hey, they got 30 wins, better than we thought they were going to
Dan,
do,
you're
right?
absolutely correct. Dan, you're right on with your synopsis. That's what you do. No, Dan's right. You do an open 3-team par. You put in tonight. You're going to put in the Celtics. You leave 2 spots open, and you go Raptors and you go Cavs. That's an X-no situational play.
You like that?
I love that.
All money lines?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you go all money. And it should pay what? 2-1? Something like that?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, hey, listen, this is the time. Dream and I were talking about it last night. This is the time where you make some money in the NBA and the NHL because you got, at the tail end of the seasons is when you got these players sitting and are not exerting enough effort to win the game. So even if they're, heavy favorites, they could lose the games on the court.
Just want to let you know because I don't want you to get distracted though, because the Mavericks do play the Suns tomorrow. So unless you want to get involved with that again.
Nah, I'm good with the Mavs. Cuban should be like out of his mind right now after that loss. That's embarrassing. They're like the laughing stock of the NBA right now with that loss. That's brutal. Tough. So anyway, guys, good morning to you. We are the SBTV Nation. We're going through the NBA. We're going through the NHL. And Dan, talk to me a little bit. Just bring a little baseball into the equation here. Talk to me about what's going on, who to look out for, blah, blah, blah.
Bad bullpen play.
Bad
That's been
bullpen.
like the story of the early on MLBs. I mean, that's all you can say. I mean, Toronto's bullpen looks terrible. I mean, we knew it was going to be bad coming in. It looks, just god awful. The Red Sox bullpen outside of Kimbrel looks really bad, and just a crazy coaching decision yesterday when you're up. I guess they didn't want to bring Kimbrel in for a 5-out save, but just terrible there. So that's been happening across the board. I think the other things we're seeing is Arizona is that legit team this year.
Okay.
It's all obviously going to come to how they pitch, but that lineup is scary. And then really it's just picking your spots. There's some spots. where, you know, we can look to make some money today. I like this card today. You know, so, but man, baseball, the bullpens have been so bad.
All right, so
Dan, talk to me about the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Are they for real or what?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, because we all said, like, coming into the year, right? Yeah, the Yankees pitching staff stinks. And then yesterday, I mean, look, I was all over Toronto. I'll admit that. And Toronto's bullpen is just, I think it's that bad. They remind me, just telling Hap before the show, it's like that mid-2000s Tigers teams where it's like they would have dope starting pitching, they would have a great lineup, and then the bullpen would literally come in and pour gasoline all over the pitching mound.
yeah, right.
Tampa Bay, I still don't think, I'm not, you know, hey, I'm not sold on them by any stretch. I mean, they won 2 out of 3 against the Yanks. And, you know, they've split against the Blue Jays with 2 more games to go in this series. Let's see how that goes. And again, they've all been at home. So I want to see what happens when they go on the road. But again, they go on the road and they play the Yankees. And the way the Yankees look, like not so good. So I think, you know, give it till the end of April. We finally have, it looks like, you know, knock on wood, this whole week starting today is supposed to really start getting nice out. And I feel like, you know, when you see a lot of these guys in their hoodies and stuff like that, because it's 30 degrees, man, just push the baseball season back 1 week. Just one week.
Right, exactly. So right now, guys, I mean, Tampa Bay and Arizona, you can get Tampa Bay at 100-1 shot, and the Arizona D-backs stand 125-1.
Yeah, look, if the Diamondbacks, what if the Diamondbacks go out and let's say they're hovering around 500 and they get Quintana?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Somebody like that.
They grab some more pitching. You know,
Greinke didn't look so bad.
Okay, yeah.
You know, Miller got hit early yesterday, but again, way better than, you know, minor leagues and giving up 9 runs. I think that the Diamondbacks will challenge. You know, the Giants are another team that has a gas can bullpen. You know, that's a team that's going to give you ulcers all through the season. You know, so, I mean, Arizona can probably sneak on in there and challenge a little bit.
And Colorado Rockies, believe it or not, are 4-1 too, Dan.
Yeah, again, look at who they played. Like, they started off against the Brew Crew. And if you look, I mean, those games, I mean, they have a great offense. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that offense is really good. But again, you know, they were able to kind of beat the hell out of the Brewers. And, I mean, that win against the Dodgers was pretty impressive, winning a close game. I mean, let's see what happens. I mean, again, we're only 4 games in. I'm still not trying to – you know, the worst thing you can do in baseball is overreact.
Mm-hmm.
You know, through 4 games, you haven't even gone through a whole pitching rotation cycle yet. So, you know, if you had thoughts – all I'll say is this. If you had thoughts before the season, don't abandon them yet. You know, they you know, teams have come out and lost, you know, 5, 7, 9 in a row. Guys have come out and hit like crap to start the season and won MVP. So 4 games is not the end of the world.
And we've saw championship teams go through skids where they lost 7 games in a row that season. You know, maybe like 2-8 in their 10, you know, in 10 or something like that. You know, I've seen it a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, even the Cubs went through a little bit last year after they were up like 30 games. Remember, there was like one point where they lost like 5 in a row.
Yeah,
and everybody's like, oh my God, what's wrong with the Cubs? It's like, it's a 162 game season. And like we said, you know, you go from Arizona or Florida where it's like 80 degrees and sunny every day to half these ballparks where you're lucky if it's like 50 degrees and the wind's blowing. And I'm not saying that's an excuse, but like definitely throws you off.
Absolutely. So, you know what? Hey, do you have any interest in, I mean, who are you like right now? I know you're big on the Metropolitans, but your dark horse being Arizona. And
yeah.
You know,
Still love Houston.
I know you like Houston. They're 12-1 right now to win the World Series. So, hey, guys,
Houston's
you know,
good.
It is what it is, and we will keep it moving. So it's 25 minutes in. Guys, you want to get into the card today?
Do it.
All right. So I guess, Dream, do you want to let Dan start with baseball?
Yeah.
Because since it's, you know, the first thing that's going to happen today, we start right at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So, Dan, what we'll do is instead of going through every single game, we'll go through the games that you're in love with today.
All right, I'm in love with a lot, so that's good. But you know me, I love to love it. But also the other thing, guys, before we start, and I forget, I'm going to set up at some point today our first SBTV Daily Fantasy MLB for tomorrow.
Fantastic.
So we'll do the full day card. What do you think, Hat? $10-20, something like that?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, we'll start off with 10 players, first 10 in. If I get more interest, DM me. We'll open it up to more.
All right, fantastic.
But,
so you're going to...
yeah, so let's start right at 1 o'clock, though, with this card, though.
All right, let's go.
So we got the Red Sox at the Detroit Tigers. So it's Rodriguez against Zimmerman. And I'm actually loving the Red Sox here.
Okay.
I know they got a little bit of the flu bug, but didn't seem to affect them last night, just that bullpen again. But Zimmerman has gotten the crap kicked out of him all spring. I mean, just murdered. 15 runs and 20 hits in 14 and a third innings. That's insane. His ERA is like, 17 or something for the spring. And Eduardo Rodriguez, is supposed to be this great, basically, I mean, I guess I still call him a prospect. And he hasn't pitched that well at Fenway last year. He was much better on the road. So, and he gets to start on the road now. I think the Red Sox come back. I think this game's over really early. And they beat the crap out of Zimmerman and win this game going away. I love the Red Sox today to bounce back and beat them.
Okay, Boston minus 108. So
yeah, it's a great line here. It's a great line. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it's like road team, and I know, look, the Tigers have righty bats. It's a lefty pitcher for Boston. There's a couple guys that are still out because of the flu, and I know that's what's taken the line down. But again, you have a guy going on the mound for Detroit, and Detroit's bullpen isn't that good either, mind you. So it's like, I think that, I mean, if he's on pace for what he's doing this spring, the Red Sox might jump out to a 5-6-0 lead, and then it lets their pitcher just kind of settle in. Maybe they give up 3 or 4 runs themselves. The over in this game is also something you want to really consider looking at. It's going to be beautiful out there, 58 and sunny.
Speaking of overs and speaking of the Detroit Tigers, did you have the pleasure of taking the over when Boyd was pitching the other day?
No, my dumbass took Boyd.
Dan, what?
Yeah, Boyd finished
Are you
out the
serious?
season really strong last year. I liked him in that matchup. And, yeah, he bit me. I got to remember the mantra.
Dude,
No
we
Boyd
murdered
ever.
the overs with him last year. Every time he pitched, it went over.
Only the first half of the year, Hat. Only the first half of the year.
Yeah, okay.
If you look at his stats after the All-Star break, no, his unders were popping, and he was actually, he was all about it. So and he had looked good in the spring too. So hey, it is what it is.
All right, what's next?
We make mistakes. So where do we got? Let's just go in order, I guess. So I have a parlay, and it's got an early game and a night game. So we'll start with the first game, and that's the St. Louis Cardinals.
Okay.
Who are at home today against the Cincinnati Reds, who
3-1.
Bronson Arroyo.
3-1, baby.
Yeah, 3-1. Cards 1-3. Uh-oh, everybody panic.
Yeah.
Everybody panic.
Yeah.
Waka going today for the Cards. As I said, Arroyo is going for the Reds. I love this as the first leg of a money line parlay.
Okay.
I just think that Arroyo gets the crap kicked out of him. Look, remember, this guy is 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He's 40 now, and he's been injured. Waka, I really like that he had to fight for a rotation spot. He had a bad year last year, but he is not that guy. He was definitely injured last year. I think he comes out, dominates this Reds lineup, and the Cards get a big win.
Okay. What's the next spot?
So the next spot on this is to pair it is the San Francisco Giants.
Okay.
Madison Bumgarner against Jhoulys Chacin. That's at San Diego. Bumgarner's minus 200. So by pairing these, you're getting good plus money value.
Sure.
I just think that Bumgarner, look, the San Diego Padres might be feeling themselves a little bit, which I find kind of funny because I still don't think they're a good team at all. And again, overreaction here. I think if this game is when this game is played in like a month or two, it'll be minus 300, to take Bumgarner because these guys are bad. So I say pair it up and cash some tickets on that.
Okay. All right, it's good. Do you feel that that the lines are going to take a little while to get adjusted with the bookmakers and these teams? Because, I mean, you could probably take a lot of dogs and do pretty well these days.
Yeah, I mean, the lines have been all right as of right now. Right now today, you're getting into a lot of fifth starters.
Yep.
That's where it's like this card becomes a little tricky. And then you have some matchups where you have 5s against 1s. So, like, for instance, you have Kershaw going today, which I don't love this game because it's at Coors Field.
Right.
And, Kershaw should dominate, but he's minus 200. The Rockies are a home dog at plus 180. And it's like, normally you would think about maybe in Coors Field, but plus 180 just doesn't seem like enough to go against Kershaw, right? Even in Coors Field. It's tempting. It's very tempting. Well, I mean, it is Coors Field.
I agree.
The Rockies are playing good ball. I mean, Kershaw is a human. I mean, it just takes a couple times, to leave one even moderately. I mean, you don't even need to throw a bad pitch and you can hit a home run at Coors Field.
Yeah, right. Right, exactly.
One that I also like, and I don't think I'm going to play them today, but the Mets, I think, are a good value at minus 114. Again, home team. It's supposed to be nice out today. We're talking like 60 degrees around game time. It's sunny. Giselman against Conley. You're going to see in the right-handed lineup Conley, obviously a lefty, but the Mets are minus 114. I think that's a good spot. I might end up playing that towards the day, as that gets on. I'm sure a lot of people like the Cubs on the road today to pair that with something. They should kill the Brewers, but I don't know. How you got any spots you like in the card?
You know what? I just want to go into now. You talked about Kershaw being in Coors Field and playing at a park where they hit a lot of home runs. So I think about Greinke in the desert. Do you think, because he's pitching tonight, do you think that he's become more like the first year? He wasn't used to that kind of ballpark, and he could kind of settle in this year.
I think it's a number of things, but yeah, I'm hope. I mean, he's too good to just all of a sudden fall off a cliff like that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So
he's awesome.
Yeah, look, Kurt Schilling pitched there, Randy Johnson pitched there.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to think that. I mean, but I don't know. I mean, he's also older. You don't know. I mean, maybe he did lose it. I mean, Greinke's a kind of a conundrum. I mean, he was kind of underrated good, and then I felt like he was overrated. And look, 33 years old. I know it doesn't sound old, but for a pitcher, for some of these guys, that's getting up there. So you gotta hope that he does bounce back. But you got to see him perform first. It is a little. It's terrifying, obviously, for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, sure. Especially spending all that money. But
oh my God, what, $250 million on him?
They should go hang out with your boy, Big Sexy Bartolo. You can teach him how to age properly in the MLB pitching the ball. So.
I think Bartolo, actually talking about the Bartolo would probably get killed in Arizona or Colorado.
And guys, just in case, we do have a co-host named The Dream. He's probably doing his homework on the NBA as we speak, right, Dream?
No doubt. I'm here, and I'm all ears. I'm just getting educated and listening to everything Dr. Dan talks about baseball because his baseball's stellar, and I'm listening at. But yeah, I'm coming with the steam.
Dream's trying to figure out who he can pick up in fantasy to try and beat me.
Oh yeah.
He's actually, I will say, Dream's having a good week. But he's facing the doctor in week 1, and he's down 60 points.
Oh, I got it. All right,
let's get to that waiver wire.
So that's it as far as the MLB. Dan, you don't have anything else?
I mean, here I know you're talking about fading Greinke tonight.
No, I wasn't saying that. No.
I actually, talking about that game, I kind of like the D-backs tonight.
They're a home team dog here with Greinke.
I mean, yeah, it's right there. It's minus 104. The Indians are minus 106. Bauer is. I think Bauer could get lit up tonight.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So I'm saying,
the 9.5 over is really tempting, and I like that game is at 8:10 because I'm probably what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to go out, grab some late breakfast with the kids.
Yeah.
Watch the Red Sox beat the hell out of some teams, take the kids to the park, and then come back, watch the Mets and watch the Arizona Diamondbacks beat the hell out of it. I think that's a great spot actually tonight.
You got the package at your house where you watch all the games?
Oh, dude, you know how many TVs and monitors I got. I got the Amazon Fire in one room. I got like a PlayStation in another room. So I just got MLB TV kicking in every room.
Nice.
I like it this year, like where you can watch games from like the beginning, or like if you go off a game to another game, you can pick up the game in the same spot. It like has like an option, like do you want to start from that same spot? So it's like they added some options that actually look. I'm not a shill for MLB TV. I don't like to pay for anything if you can get it for free. But for $100 for the whole year, and if you think there's all the teams and 162 games, it is not a bad price.
Dream, would you be inclined to get that and watch the baseball game from start to finish? Would you go, even if it's like halfway through, would you start it from the beginning?
Actually, what I would do is, because I sometimes don't sleep well, so I would DVR the games, and then at about 12 o'clock at night, put them on, because they put me right to sleep.
Dream's like that old man. I just see Dream sitting there in the rocking chair with the cigar, and he's like watching baseball, and then all of a sudden his shirt's on fire, his cigar popped out his mouth.
Right.
Like, oh no.
That is definitely me.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting here like, I love how MLB though has scheduled. Very smart, taking a hint from all the other leagues, and they're putting on games that are like 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock, and it takes you through the whole day. And it's great when you're working. You just turn on those games, gamble on them all day long.
All right, sounds good. Just in case you guys don't know, too, there's a big UFC 210 going on tonight. Cormier versus Johnson 2. Mm-hmm. You know what? The thing is about the UFC, I got to be honest with you guys. I'm like trying to figure out which one I'd be excited for next. I'm having a hard time. Because it's like McGregor. I mean, they lost, all the superstars. I mean, you got Nunes, obviously the champion. You want to see her fight, but who else in the women's division do you get excited for? There's not a lot of big name fighters right now. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So
you got to really be into the league right now if you're gambling on it.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't. There's not a lot out there.
Well, follow my boy Tiger Clinch MMA. He can give you all the winners because that's what he does. He's awesome at it. So big plug for him. But anyway, let's move on. Dream. Let's get into the NBA.
All right, let's
get into the NBA.
Now listen, gang, we got some shit. Listen. Everybody to do some balance, wife and kids and all that. Look, give your wife the credit card, tell her to take the kids and go to the mall, okay? 6 o'clock tonight is popping, all right? This is money time right now.
You're gonna get it?
Because we got some serious great situations in the NBA. This is all playoff implemented basketball right now, because you got 4 teams right now that are all locked up and playing garbage teams, okay? You got the Celtics playing Brooklyn.
No, so they're playing Charlotte.
I'm sorry. You got the Celtics playing Charlotte, which is not a booty. That's the only one that's not booty. You got the Bulls playing Brooklyn, the Pacers playing the Magic, and Milwaukee playing the 76ers, okay?
Oh.
And you got the Celtics playing. All these teams have playoff implications, and they're all looking to solidify their spots, and they can all flip-flop with losses. So right out of the gate, we're going to start off with the Bulls playing Brooklyn, and that's a 5 o'clock start. So 4:30, credit card, kids out, wife out. Let's sit down, get your phone in your hand with your iPad, whatever you got. Get ready to put these wagers in. 4 o'clock, you're going to open up right with the Bulls. I love the Bulls to beat Brooklyn at 5 o'clock. Excuse me, not 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
Love it.
All right.
All right.
And it's only -3. Guys, it's only -3, so you might as well just lay the points, too.
You might as well just lay the points. If you got those if-chain possibilities, you might want to look to do that. But the thing that you got to keep an eye on here, you may want to keep an eye on, is the Milwaukee Bucks don't go until 7 o'clock. So keep an eye on the Bulls and the Pacer game. losing or if they're winning, it will maybe give Milwaukee a little bit more incentive to go out there and really try to crush their game to hold their spot down. But this whole NBA thing can all move. Basically, I'm looking for all 4 of these teams to win. Celtics, Bulls, Pacers, Milwaukee. You can either play them straight, you can money line them all, you can put 2 and 2 together, however you want to do it. But all 4 of these teams should be solid plays tonight, as their seeding will change in the event somebody loses.
And you know what? None of the spreads are heavy at all. You got -6.5. You got with the Milwaukee Bucks. You got -4 with the Indiana Pacers. You got -3 with Chicago, and you got -2 with Boston. So I mean, if you money line all those, you're in great shape.
You're in great shape. The only thing I would say that out of all 4 of the games, the Boston Celtic Hornet game I like the least, only because the Hornets are a pain in the neck and they're home. They're probably out of all 3 of the other 4 of the other teams. 3 of the other teams that are playing, the Hornets are the better team out of the other 3. So if you want to put that game to the side and just watch and just go semi-ham on Bulls, Pacers, Bucks, I love that. To me, Milwaukee is your best spot.
Dan, where you at there?
I'm right with the Dream.
The only problem with that is, number one, it's a lot of teams. Number 2 is that, that must-win situation, Dream. You know how some of these teams don't care to win in those situations.
Yeah, but the problem here, the difference here is you've got these teams with must-win situations playing teams that are horrible and that have no reason to win.
Oh, okay, I got you.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean, Brooklyn just stinks, okay? So even if they wanted to come out and try to win, they just can't, okay? Orlando, they stink, and the Sixers stink. So you got teams that just stink playing good teams. So that's why I said I really like this situation today. I especially like it in this context because each game has some meaning as far as the NBA is concerned. But those are the 4 spots that I like. I said the Celtics would be my last, not my favorite, but I believe the Celtics definitely still win. Also, the Wizards are playing the Heat. The Heat played last night. They played Toronto. Now they're going to play Washington. The Wizards are a good spot as well, but I'm not going to mess with that. I'd rather just get involved with the Bulls, the Pacers, and the Milwaukee Bucks.
If you were to put the 4 of them together, it pays like 4.5 to 1 on a parlay. It's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad, considering the fact that if like one of the later games starts getting looking a little crazy, live line, baby. But big ups to my man Benjamin Rowe saying he's driving around all day in the mail truck. He's got to have his SBTV show. Dream.
No doubt.
Cool, man. Cool deal. That's cool. Look at it. I can't see these teams losing. We'll see how it all shakes out. But I mean, guys, when you look at the NBA and the landscape of the NBA and what's going on right now, the 1, the 2, and the 3 in the West are solidified. Golden State, San Antonio, and the Houston Rockets have the 3 seeds in the West. Nothing can happen. No one can catch them. No one can knock anybody out. That's what it is. So when you look at the Golden State Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs playing, Dream, I might start fading the Spurs. Listen, I know I got killed with it last night. I know I got...
There's no need to be bothered with the West right now. Don't just leave the West alone.
I love the Clippers to beat the Spurs.
The only West team that you might want to look at is the Portland Trailblazers again, but they're playing your Utah Jazz. But there's enough in the East. Those 4 games right there we just got. Why you would even bother? Listen. So these teams they're trying to play to play the postseason.
Yep.
All right. I know that you say that they may not care as much as we. I get that, but you want a max effort situation, and that's what you're presented with right now. So just go there. Leave that other stuff. Leave that West stuff. That fading the Spurs stuff alone.
Well, Golden State -13. Looks pretty attractive to take a double-digit dog tonight. But all right, considering the fact that they were 4-0 yesterday as well, Dream. So let's get into
and
the
not only that.
Yep.
now over into hockey because we got
Yeah.
a great situation over there as well. That's what I'm saying. You don't have time for the devil digit dog, and I'm gonna play the Spurs, and I'm gonna try to chase the Greinke. You know, like, come on, son, stop playing around with money. Let's get for real with this.
Hey,
So
and real quick, Kat, I am just adding this because I can't create it for tomorrow just yet. So I'm going to create a 10-person DFS baseball league while you guys are trying to figure out where the money is on the ice because
All right.
that is not my forte.
That's perfect. I like how both you guys kind of step back a little bit while we do this stuff. So that's cool.
I mean, that's good, and that's why we're all on, and that's the beauty of the program because right now, we're all, embedded in what, we do. And, the basketball and the hockey, I kind of hang out in that area. Dan hangs out in the baseball. And Hat just hangs out losing in all of it. So
Keep talking, baby. Keep
so that's
talking.
how we get down on the SBTV program. Hat is just a pretty face. All right? You're the Jim Nance of the program. You're Ernie, Hat. You're Ernie with Barkley and Kenny the Jet.
Yeah. All right.
Wait, did I just get compared to Charles? I don't know.
No, I didn't compare you to Charles.
I'm just playing. I don't care. I was just saying.
I don't know.
You could be the A-Rod of the desk.
Hey, well, listen. Hey, listen. It sounds like I got your batteries a little charged when I started talking about playoffs and teams sitting and all this stuff, Dream. So
No
yeah,
doubt.
I see an extra spark and an extra level of energy in your speech when you're talking about the NBA now.
It's the energy because I think there's some great situational spots here, and I'm big into that. If I'm going to get max, I'm big into if you lose, you're not playing tomorrow or you're done, because then I can say, okay, well, they're all done now, so I don't got to deal with them no more.
Yeah, right.
All right, so now the second part of this playoff situation, let's go into the NHL, and you just got two spots. The Islanders have to win, need to win as well.
Okay.
I love the Islanders. The Islanders have found a way to win, and I actually, as crazy as this sounds, I know Tavares is out, and I know we hate saying, I think they play better with this team. But actually, maybe guys are finally deciding to play more team hockey as opposed to get Tavares the puck and try to let him create and watch. They're playing a better team hockey situation. They've been lights out since Tavares went down. I don't know what happened to the Islanders, but they've gotten an injection. We've been fading the Devils all season long. So I'm all about the Islanders right now in this spot. And the Islanders start off at 6. The Maple Leafs don't go off till 7. So these are some spots where you can take a look at these games and these scores and try to feed off them. I love the Islander play. The Maple Leaf play, I'm not in love with.
Okay.
However, the Maple Leafs are in a must-win situation as well, as they do not want the Islanders to overtake them. The problem is Pittsburgh Penguins, man, they just dope. A lot of momentum. Crosby's playing well. This team's just looking to defend their title. They're just a dope team. So I'm just going to be careful with the Penguins because it's one of those situations where I think even if the Penguins chill out, the Leafs played really tight the other night against Tampa Bay. They kind of, were pensive. I don't know how they're going to respond tonight. The only thing that's in the Maple Leafs' favor, that they are at home in this situation, it should be electric there. Hopefully they can feed off of their crowd. Hopefully they can feed off their crowd's energy. I love the Islanders. Let's take the Islanders, and we're gonna make the Islanders. Let's go we'll do the star thing. We'll do the 5-star thing. Islanders would definitely be the 5-star, and then the Maple Leafs would be like the 3.5 to 4-star. But I do think both teams win today.
All right. Sounds good. So, I mean, looking at it here, can Columbus catch Pittsburgh for the 2 seed?
Columbus.
They have 49 wins. 49 wins
I'm not getting excited with the seeding, Hat. In hockey, I'm not going to go crazy with the teams wanting the seeding. But the thing is, Columbus are playing the Flyers.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if they could catch Pittsburgh for the 2. Because they can knock Pittsburgh from the 2 to the 3 if Pittsburgh just doesn't come out to play. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, I'm looking at it right now.
And Columbus,
I told you I did not love at all
Seems kind of heavy with Toronto minus 140, huh? Versus the Penguins?
It's a must-win for Toronto.
I know, but still, it's still the Penguins, brother.
But it's last night's situation all over
Yeah, I
again,
get it.
Matt.
I get it. Yep. All right.
I'm looking at this now. Hang on one second, because there's 2 left, and hockey has this point. Hockey has another point system as well that.
Yeah, I'm looking at it here. They have 49 wins, and Pittsburgh has 50 wins. So that's what I'm saying.
They'll be tied, but no, I don't think they can overcome Pittsburgh.
I
still.
just don't know if Pittsburgh's gonna not throw their starters out there. I think they're gonna.
No.
I think they're gonna come to play. So I don't know. That's your baby. You know what I'm saying?
Out for the first period. Yeah, they'll get some play, but they're going to get them guys out of there relatively quickly. Pittsburgh's got it locked up. Columbus is not going to overtake Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Columbus has 23 losses and Pittsburgh only has 19. Columbus is not going to overtake Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh really doesn't have a reason to get out there and go for it today.
Okay. All right. So, and what's your thoughts on Columbus? They've lost 4 in a row.
Yeah, no, Columbus, I told you, Columbus has been, for me, I have not been able to, it's one of those teams that I really like. He punched me in the face, but I expect them to play really good hockey in the postseason, and we'll keep an eye on them there, and we'll get them probably in some series plays in the postseason, but I haven't had a lot of success with them. Tonight, guys, is going to be 2 plays in hockey, and that's going to be the Islanders and the Penguins. And I don't know that you should chain all this stuff together. I think you've got a lot of situations here where you need to just go single plays. Don't chain it. If you want to chain it, do if-bet chains, but I'm not looking to do these parlays tonight. I think these teams, I don't want one team to mess up my money situation.
All right. Sounds good. You got any more?
All right. That's it. That's all we got.
That's it. All right, guys.
5-piece.
5 Damn. Junkies paradise today, huh?
Junkies paradise. But it's not junkies because this is all playoff stuff.
All right. Playoff stuff. All right, guys. Hey, great information today. Awesome information. Stellar. So hopefully it materializes into some cash because I need it after last night. Poof. All right, Dan, so we're going to go back to you. Why don't you recap what you're on in the MLB today?
Yeah, so we're going to go with the Cards and Giants moneyline parlay.
Yep.
You know, that I think is like gold star lock, but I also love the Boston Red Sox at 1 o'clock. And I haven't locked it in yet, but we're probably going Arizona in the nighttime and most likely the over as well. That's where I'm rolling today. Wish everybody the best of luck.
Dream.
Yes, sir.
Recap what you're on.
All right, guys, it's real simple. Bulls, Pacers, Milwaukee for the NBA. Okay? I'm going to leave the Celtics to the side, but I like the Celtics as well. But Bulls, Pacers, and Milwaukee. And I really like the Milwaukee Bucks is like my 5. I really love the Milwaukee Bucks today. I really like the Milwaukee Bucks. Then in hockey, it's going to be the Islanders, who I really like the Islanders a lot because we've been fading New Jersey Devils all season. And then it would be the Maple Leafs. But I'm going to probably be in play with all of that. I'm going to be in play with all 6 of those games.
All right. So all I'm going to do is this. I'm going to do an if bet. Not an if bet. I'm going to do an open parlay. I'm going to take the Boston Celtics tonight minus the 2 and money line with the second spot. If they win, putting Cleveland Cavaliers in it tomorrow, playing in Atlanta after the embarrassing loss. So I think that one's going to be a really good one, and it should pay like plus 150 if I do it properly. So, guys, that's where I'm at for this weekend. All right, guys, we're going to be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday, baseball. Dan, you got your fantasy lineup and fantasy contest all set?
Yeah, we're going to do it for the 7:05 games. So it's still 10 games that we'll throw in there tonight, and then we'll definitely do it, for the 1 o'clock games tomorrow. So I'll be putting out the link on Twitter shortly.
Okay, great.
$20, 10 players today. Let's get it.
All right, sounds good. So, Dan, what do you got to do to close out of here, brother?
Hey, just happy that baseball season has started and it's finally sunny out. Big ups to Super Mario for getting my grill all set up with the propane line yesterday, so I can finally get out there and make everybody happy with the cooking.
All right, sounds good. Dream.
Yes, I would like to first of all thank everybody that got up this morning and retweeted the program with us and joined us today. We are getting set for the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs, and I know you guys love baseball, so get on and get down with that as well. I'm going to be kind of really invested in the NBA and the NHL right now, but I am keeping an eye on baseball as I'm involved with Dr. Dan in this great fantasy league that he started up, which is a lot of fun. The guys in there have a lot of passion and tweet each other, DM all day long. It's like Dr. Dan and his groupies.
Some of the best
They start
baseball
off-
minds. Some of the best baseball minds
They
in the
start
whole
off
Twitterverse.
at like 6 o'clock in the morning talking to Dr. Dan about who he likes.
Hey, we gotta get
I
those
am like-
early lines in before they change. Dream, we're moving books.
My phone is digging off the hook. Dan, I had to leave the DM group because I was getting those notifications. My phone's digging off the hook. Meanwhile, my kids are looking for oatmeal or breakfast, and you and your groupies are back and forth talking about, oh, Gricky's arm looks dusty today, and A-Rod might not hit a home run.
Oh, that's
Like,
funny.
you gotta be kidding me. No, I love the passion. It's a fun group, guys. Listen, Robert McFalls, Sir Mata, Terrence Matt, Cash Action Vets, Benjamin Rowe, Joseph Del Rosario, Mr. Jersey 13, JC, Sin City Maverick, Juan Salcedo, Mario Martinez, Alvin Duckworth, Fast 8072. Dang, there's also, don't forget, hit Tiger Clinch up as far as the MMA is concerned, or UFC, I'm sorry, is concerned. That's his forte. Should have got him on the show. Sorry I didn't. We do have a hockey guest coming up on Monday to get us dead right for the playoffs. So we are working on some things behind the scenes. As always, I'm the Dream. Always remember who you're with. Make the most of each and every day, as you cannot get this time back.
All right, guys. Hey, listen, if you're a gambler, now's the time to be excited because it seems like there's a lot of stuff and a lot of max effort plays for you to get involved in. So good luck to you. Go easy, but whatever you do,
I don't go easy today.
get that money. Let's go.
Go hard or go home.
Bang the book.